Hello, Scorpio. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the month of June. We're looking at the whole month of June, Scorpio. Let's find out what's going on for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. We are going to be looking at a few things. First of all, what is shifting for you in June? Because we are headed right through a full moon, right? Coming up tomorrow in Sagittarius. What needs your attention the most in June? And what are you making room for? What's arriving? Gotta make room for something. Let's find out what's going on for you, Scorpio. Maybe you're dealing in Sagittarian energy. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Maybe you have a Sag placement. Let's find out what's going on. Let's find out what's going on in June. What is shifting for you in June? Oh, somebody here is shifting into patience. I'm going to say that you've been patiently waiting for something to grow. Perhaps you've planted a seed. Right? We can see that there's a seed in the hand. Either you want to plant a seed or you have. I want to say that you sort of can see to the future. You have a feeling that if I invest or plant a seed here and I'm just patient, something will grow. So I feel like something really beneficial grows here. You know what I think? Maybe what grows is your patience, for sure. Let's talk more. So what needs your attention the most in June? Mental conflict. It feels like you're trying to make a decision within a decision. I'm looking at there's a mind within the mind. It feels as though there is a situation that requires your attention. First of all, the decision to look at it. Second of all, a choice. It feels like there is some sort of decision or choice that you have to make, but it feels like you're in mental conflict about it. It could be this. Should I take the time, effort, energy, or money to plant the seed and wait for the moment of alchemy? This is temperance, right? That Sagittarian energy. Isn't that interesting? Because I did call you Sagittarius at the beginning. So it could be something that I saw in the future here. But it's patience, right? Which is temperance. I'm going to say that there is something here that is, I feel like you will find the answer. You will make the decision, but not before you terrorize yourself about it for just a little bit. It's what you do. What are you making room for? What is arriving in June for you? I like it. Look at that. We got destiny. I love that, actually. Look, when you do finally make the decision, which I think that you have been struggling with, because I feel like when the Two of Swords comes up, it's way different than all the other twos. It's not just, a crossroads thing. It feels like you're sort of at a crossroads. You have to choose. When destiny's here, you're kind of forced to choose in order to be able to move forward in a moment of destiny. And everything changes when you change your mind. So there is something here that I think when the Wheel of Fortune shows up, when destiny shows up, and Jupiter is here trying to get you to look at something, look at the bigger picture, expand your mind to help you make some type of decision. In the future here, we've got partnerships and alliances. So it feels like in order to be able to get a new network, new group of people, move to a new community, find new friends, have more fun, be in alliance with somebody, it feels like you are going to have to make some sort of major decision that has to do with you having patience, having already found patience, but now maybe you've found the patience, but you haven't quite planted the seed, or maybe you've already planted the seed and you're waiting for patience to show. You're waiting for patience to show you the reason why it was a good idea to plant the seed in the first place. Tell me about Scorpio. Scorpio, don't forget that private reads are open. And I am caught up. This would be a good time for you to book if you wanted to. Let's look at patience. Tell me about temperance, please, for Scorpio in the month of June. Tell me about Scorpio. We've got, the King of Swords. So look, I feel like you will make a decision. The King of Swords has all the data, right? The King of Swords is not making a decision off the cuff. I'm making a decision out of wisdom. You could have an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini placement. This is Aquarian energy. It feels like you are about to make a decision in the moment of alchemy because you have all the facts and details you need in order to make a decision. It feels like the decision is deeply emotional. That could be why you haven't quite yet planted the seed, or you're really interested to see what the seed will yield. The fact that this plant is growing in front of this person's face with their eyes closed tells me you see the potential in something, but it's deeply emotional. But I think that you're trying to deal with it in a detached way so it doesn't let you down if it doesn't work out. Look at that. We have the King and the Queen of Swords. Very interesting here. It feels as though somebody here needs to have a talk, a really raw, honest, truthful conversation about how they feel about someone or something. Got to really be honest with yourself. Look, the Queen of Swords, especially when the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups are here together, the Queen of Swords is not somebody who is here to hurt your feelings. Now, if you're the King of Swords, you're probably not getting your feelings hurt anyway, but it does feel like there is somebody here that is going to answer you back with the truth. I feel like you struggle, possibly sometimes, to speak in terms of a softer you. It feels like you struggle with really connecting to deeper feelings when you're trying to make a decision. And that kind of makes sense. It feels like you're trying to make a decision surgically from the data, and I don't want to make a decision and get my emotions involved because that'll get me into a place that I don't know if I can get out of. Because look, Scorpio, I've always said you're deep as the ocean and you are the lamppost. So you sometimes are so deep, and then other times you're like, no, I'm getting out of my emotions right now. We've got the Empress. So you might be making a decision about an Empress. It feels as though I feel like you have the last word, I want to say. It does feel like it could be the last word on abundance, or whether I move forward with the Empress. The Empress and the Queen of Swords showing up at the same time for me as a reader, when they show up at the same time, it feels as though you feel either maybe you have to reach for something, or something is out of your league. It could be a job or a person or a situation. It could be the emotions with the Queen of Cups sitting here. But it feels like you need time, I'm going to say. You need time to make the final decision. Don't push yourself into making a decision that is not going to, that you're not sure you want to evolve. The Empress here is waiting, though. The Empress is not going to approach. The Empress is waiting for you to approach. So I feel like this person is going to give you honesty and truth. You can trust them because they really have no regard for whether you feel a type of way about something. Because when it comes down to it, the Empress can be in her swords energy as well as you. And so I think that you are, the Queen of Swords is somebody who's trying to be truthful and honest about a situation. And I don't know if you're ready for the truth. Does that make sense? That's what it feels like. Somebody here isn't quite ready for the truth. I might feel too deeply emotional if the Queen of Swords approaches me in a detached way. I think you see the value in something, or you see the worth of maybe getting together with this person. Have patience. I'm just going to say patience, because it does feel like something will grow if it's supposed to. So have patience. Tell me about this mental conflict. It feels like it's all mental conflict, because understand the Queen and the King also each carry a sword, right? Look at this. This is wild. So the Queen carries a sword, the King carries a sword, and that's the Two of Swords. Temperance is here. We have all kinds of interesting ways that the cards are repeating themselves here. So I feel I'm supposed to tell you, stop pushing yourself to make a decision. It might feel it's a decision you have to make with a bit of urgency when destiny shows up, but I think that you really need to think about it, present it with detail, and that's the way the Queen of Swords will take it. Vice versa. Maybe you're the King, maybe you're the Queen. We have the Six of Swords here, and then we have the Six of Wands. So it feels like when you do make the decision in this moment of alchemy, where you feel stable enough, safe enough, where you're no longer back and forth, having high highs and low lows, no longer back and forth. When you finally make the decision to move forward here and get out of this chaotic mindset that's been caused by being in this mental conflict, I feel like that's really where your victory comes from. I think this Queen will really see you. Or if you're the Queen, I think the King will really see you for the worth that you are. Maybe no one has really treated you as though you had worth. Tell me more. We have Judgment. Very interesting. Judgment's coming up all over the place. June seems to be the month where people are going to be changing their minds, changing their perspective, possibly looking over who really is on my side, who is in my partnership group and who is not. Who do I trust to give my honesty and truth to? It really feels like you are stabilizing friendships, relationships, and you're learning to change your mind and make decisions that you never would have made otherwise. But listen, we've got Uranus in Gemini. It's big ideas. It's changing your mind. It's looking at things with different perspective or a different point of view than you've never seen it before. The Judgment card is here because there's something here that keeps showing up. It's bothering you, keeps knocking you in the side of the head. Hey, are you going to make this decision this time or what? Are you ready? I'm going to say that when Judgment shows up, that's why you feel the urgency. When the Judgment and Destiny are here, the Wheel of Fortune, is sort of trying to provoke you to move forward here. To move forward into having a reunion, an alliance, a social thing. It feels like emotional happiness. So I feel like the Judgment card is here begging you to make a decision finally so you can get out of this mental conflict, because I don't think it's a good place for you. I'm going to say that it feels like you're thinking about this mostly at night. It feels like it's nighttime but the lights are on, or you can't get off your phone, or it feels like that's what's stopping you from making the decision. The universe is calling to you. It just may be that you're in your head all the time trying to make a decision and think about this. Tell me about Destiny. What happens when Destiny shows up? When the Wheel of Fortune rolls on up? What's going on with Scorpio? This is what you are making room for. What's arriving? Definitely something is arriving. We've got the Ace of Cups. We've got the Chariot. The Chariot's been showing up too today. And we've got Justice in the reverse. It does feel like when Destiny shows up that you feel an urgency to move forward with the Chariot energy. It's almost as if you feel like you're not ready enough to make the decision, to push forward. It feels like you haven't quite made a decision about what you want to give your heart energy to. Your heart energy to. Is it valuable enough? Is it going to nourish me? We've got fish and water, which is money. It could be something financial. It could be a job. But it feels like this Ace of Cups is this really a cup full? Or is it an illusion? I feel like this moon, right? This moon is like, because right now we're in the moon energy, so it's not really a good idea to make final decisions right now. But you might have clarity of mind after the full moon, after you've released a block. You might be able to make a better decision. The Chariot is here. So I feel like you really do want a victory, but I feel like you want to make sure that everything is stabilized, everything is disciplined, that my emotions are disciplined. I don't want to go into it being so emotional that it all gets out of hand. I want to do it surgically, and then I can slowly begin to show my emotions. It feels like something here, you feel like you're not going to get your justice out of something here. That something isn't ready, it hasn't stabilized itself. It feels like you feel like you're not going to get your justice if you do move forward with the Chariot card here. We have the Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. It does feel like you're hesitating to invest in someone, something, a job, a move, something that is going to be permanent. Because I feel like that's how it is with you being a fixed sign, that you're not the person who is going to cha-cha, right? It's like, I'm going to make the decision and go with it. I'm not going to wobble back and forth, and maybe I will, maybe I won't, maybe I'll date here, maybe I'll date there. Whether this is dating or not, it feels like the investment is a permanent solution for you. And for you, it's like, once I make the decision, I'm not going back. So when Destiny shows up, you're like, great, but I'm the person who makes a decision and stays with it. What if I make the wrong decision? So I feel like your concern is more about, will I get my justice? Can I stay disciplined in my emotions and not let the Ace of Cups get out of hand, is what it feels like. So we're going to put down 3 cards. I do go into the extension after this. If you're interested in the extended, I'm going to pull all of this apart. We're going to get more details, right? I give you this general read, and then we follow in with more details in the extended. If you want to be there, please look in the pinned comment, which is above all the comments. You'll see there a link for the private reads, and you will also see a link there for the membership area, which is where all the extendeds go. And I put down 3 cards here. These 3 cards are usually what is coming up around the corner, or possibly the outcome here. Tell me what's coming up for Scorpio. got the Lovers. Look, I'm leaning into this has something to do with someone that you probably see the potential in being with. But you are being so careful because you see that this person is somebody who matches you, right? There's somebody who mirrors you and you like that. But because they're mirroring you in Swords, you're not quite sure if either one of us can get into our emotions. So although you see the value in this person, you see that they're very independent, they don't really need you. I feel like you're communicating with this person in Swords, so you're unsure about how they feel, but the Lovers being here tells me that there's two sides to this. What if I jump in and then all of a sudden they're like crazy all over the place with their emotions and I can't handle it? It feels like there's a side where we could be in Swords, but will this person stay in their lane? We do have the Star energy, and then we have the Six of Cups. I think this has happened to you before. I think what has happened to you before, feminine or masculine, I'm not taking either side. I think what has happened to you before is, you got the package, ordered it from Amazon, brought it home, threw it on the table. When you opened it, it looked like just the same thing that you had before. It feels like the relationship didn't go right because what you saw up front is not what you got later on. And it feels like that's your hesitancy to really fully invest in this. You see the potential of it, but you're not sure if you will get the full justice of destiny showing up. It feels like it's destiny, but it feels like you feel like you've made a bad decision before. And so I feel like you're either not healed or barely healed from that last decision. And this feels like, is this happening again? Is this like, ding, second round? It feels and looks like something that's happened to you before. You're up in your head. I don't think you're making a decision right now, but it does feel like you really want to play house or go to the next level. We're going to go to the extended. If you want to be there, you know how to get there. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Scorpio, see you in the extended if that's where you end up being. Bye-bye.